It was just your completely ordinary, relaxed Wednesday evening. A super calm atmosphere in the city, right up until that ball tipped off at Madison Square Garden. Then, boom. The air was just sucked right out of the room, and we were thrust straight into a terrifyingly intense, high-stakes basketball war. The New York Knicks and the Philadelphia 76ers going head-to-head in Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Semifinals. And wow, it was an absolute thriller. Let's look at the incredible dynamics of exactly how New York managed to pull out this 108-102 victory and push their series lead to 2-0.
Okay, let's dive into this because, honestly, the emotional whiplash of playoff basketball is absolutely staggering. I mean, look at the difference. Game 1 was an absolute romp, a 137-98 destruction. The Knicks literally made history as the first team to win 3 straight postseason games by at least 25 points. It felt like a total coronation, right? But Game 2, an entirely different beast. A 108-102 dogfight. It was gritty, it was exhausting, and neither team could pull away by more than 7 points the entire night. Against all odds, the 76ers dragged the Knicks right into the deep water.
Section 1, the historic dogfight.
You literally have to picture the energy on the floor for this one. 25 lead changes and 14 ties. I mean, no way. To put that into perspective for you, 25 lead changes is the absolute most we have seen in an NBA playoff game in 11 years. You'd have to go all the way back to May 2015 when the Spurs and Clippers combined for 31. We haven't seen a scoreboard flip back and forth this rapidly in over a decade. You could barely catch your breath before the other team was surging right back down the floor to snatch the lead back. But, well, eventually the music stops. And for the 76ers, it stopped at the worst possible time. You can almost feel the heavy, agonizing frustration weighing Coach Nick Nurse down here. He said, "I thought we had maybe 4 wide open shots in a row that didn't go. We just needed to keep the scoreboard moving, and we played great offense. We just didn't shot make." Man, it's a devastating reality. Philly led 99-96 late in the game after a Kelly Oubre Jr. three-pointer. They had the looks, they executed the offense flawlessly. But when the lights were at their absolute brightest, the ball just wouldn't fall through the net. Section 2, Maxey keeps Philly alive.
You've got to remember, the Sixers were fighting a massive uphill battle from the moment the sun came up on Wednesday. They were desperate, backed into a corner. Why? Because Joel Embiid was ruled out. Just waking up on Wednesday morning, the big man was overwhelmed with soreness from right hip and ankle injuries. It was so bad he couldn't even make it through the morning shoot-around. Embiid was already recovering from a late-season appendectomy, and look, his absence leaves a terrifying void on the court. He is the anchor of their defense, the focal point of their offense. Without him, conventional wisdom said this game was going to be an instant repeat of the Game 1 blowout.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the rest of the roster absolutely refused to fold. Tyrese Maxey was a complete blur out there. He shot way past expectations for 26 points total, and get this, an unbelievable 19 points in the first half alone. He was literally leaving defenders in the dust, pouring in 15 points in just the second quarter to keep Philly's pulse speeding. And stepping up right alongside him, Paul George and Kelly Oubre Jr. were absolutely massive, with 19 points apiece. They put the whole team on their backs, and honestly, they nearly pulled off the impossible.
Section 3, Brunson's clutch mastery.
But here's the thing, the New York Knicks do not panic. When the pressure peaked and the Sixers were relentlessly crashing the paint, the Knicks responded with cold-blooded execution. And this brilliantly illustrates that it wasn't just a one-man show, it was a devastatingly balanced attack. Jalen Brunson led the pack with 26 crucial points. OG Anunoby was right there with a massive 24 points. And Karl-Anthony Towns, he completely dominated with a huge double-double. 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 7 assists. The Knicks just threw wave after wave of scoring at Philadelphia. They proved that even when the game gets incredibly ugly and physical, they've got the firepower from multiple angles to outlast anyone. Their secret weapon isn't just raw talent, though. It's the mentality. Listen to how Jalen Brunson put it. Most importantly, it's staying poised, staying composed, just figuring out one just play at a time, one step at a time, and not looking too far ahead. Talk about ice in his veins, right? That is the steady, unshakable focus of a leader who simply refuses to let the chaotic swings of a playoff game break his rhythm. While the entire arena is screaming and the pressure is completely suffocating, Brunson is just calmly looking at the very next step. And that laser focus is exactly how they systematically locked down this victory. Let's look at the final 7 minutes. The Sixers are up 99-96. The crowd is so incredibly tense. Then,
At the 6:52 mark, Josh Hart lines up and drills a crucial three-pointer to tie the whole thing up. Next, at 5:06, Brunson finds his spot, even with the Sixers switching up their defense, and he sinks the tie-breaking basket. Bam! Down the floor they go again, and at 3:45, Brunson pulls up and hits another absolute dagger of a jumper to push the lead to 103-99. It was surgical, just rapid-fire execution that ripped the game right out of Philly's hands.
Section 4. The brutal physical toll.
So, the crucial point is, beneath all the excitement of that final buzzer, both of these rosters are battered and deeply hurting. This level of intense, gladiatorial basketball simply does not come without a severe cost, and this series is rapidly turning into a terrifying war of attrition. Joel Embiid, as we know, is already out with his hip and ankle injuries, but it gets worse. OG Anunoby, who was playing incredible basketball with 24 points, hobbled off the court late in the game, went straight to the locker room, and did not return. Coach Mike Brown didn't even have an update on his status afterward. Oh, and Josh Hart? He appeared to seriously hurt his left hand or wrist earlier in the third quarter. Both teams are bleeding right now, and we honestly don't know who is going to be left standing.
Section 5. Heading to hostile territory. All of this sets the stage for a massive shift in momentum. The Knicks have defended their home court, sure, but now they have to pack their bags. The series officially moves down the turnpike to Philadelphia for Game 3 on Friday night and Game 4 on Sunday. This is the ultimate test. The noise in that building is going to be deafening, and the pressure is about to reach an absolute boiling point. Remember, the 76ers already faced a massive 3-1 deficit against Boston in the first round and fought their way out of it. They know exactly how to climb the mountain. And earlier this week, Joel Embiid practically issued a challenge to the city of Philadelphia, waiting to see if the arena will actually be filled with screaming Sixers fans, or if invading New Yorkers are going to buy up the tickets and take over the building.
Which leaves us with one massive, lingering question hanging over this entire weekend. Will the Sixers fans defend their home court, rise up, and will their team back into the series? Or will New York, battered but bursting with momentum, march in and take over Philly entirely? The war has just begun, the toll is incredibly heavy, and Game 3 is going to be absolutely explosive. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and we will definitely see you after the dust settles in Philadelphia.